What's up, everybody? Welcome to this brand new channel. I'm Jack Conte, CEO of Patreon and half of the bands Pomplamoose and Scary Pockets. I am pumped to have you here for the first episode of Professional Musicians React. Today we're going to be breaking down music from the new album Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Lydian pre-chorus.
Yeah, Lydian pre-chorus. Okay, yeah, you're doing that. That's effective.
Then those fucking drums.
Fucking drums. It's such a dynamic, expressive performance.
Let's sign her, guys. Let's sign her.
I'm joined with three of my favorite collaborators in the whole world, bassist and jazz troll Nick Campbell, who also plays with my band Pomplamoose. The other half of the duo, my terrible friend, and my former roommate, singer-songwriter Lauren O'Connell. And my childhood friend and the other half of Scary Pockets, guitarist Ryan Lerman. The four of us are about to sit down and dish on Olivia Rodrigo's new record. I hope you dig it. Okay, this is Olivia Rodrigo, Good For You. Here we go.
Good for you, I guess you moved on really easily. You found a new girl and it only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world? And good for you, I guess that you've been working on yourself. I guess the therapist I found for you should really help. Now you can be a better man for your brand new girl. Well, good for you, you look happy and healthy. Not me, if you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great out there without me, baby. Gotta wish that I could do that. I lost my mind, I've spent the night crying on the floor of my bedroom. But you're so unaffected, I really don't get it. I guess good for you.
Sick.
Wait, I'm actually serious though. I think
good.
that is really
Yeah,
fucking
it
good.
is.
She's good. She's really good.
It actually has like events.
Yeah,
How old is she?
I think she's like 18.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
it's so stupid.
There are lots of drops, but the energy never goes down. It's really well paced.
Yeah. The instrumental arrangement is really like surprisingly intricate for like 2021 pop music. I mean, you can tell also like people played a lot of the stuff. It's not all samples.
That's what
Which is
actually,
cool.
the first thing that stands out to me is that the production is not 2021 production. It's
No.
not a 2021 arrangement. The sound design is not 2021 sound design. It's very classic. It's
Yeah.
grunge 90s.
Early
it's like pop
2000s Kelly Clarkson.
I was like very surprised when the chorus hit and those guitars came in, and I was just like, oh.
Yeah, it
is
sounds
this-
like Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
He was a skater boy, she said see you later boy.
Fall Out Boy.
I chuckled a little bit when in that first post chorus when I heard like the phaser on the guitar. So that's definitely an Eddie Van Halen Phase 90, you know what I mean?
Jack Conte circa 2012
2012.
phaser.
Yeah, I was 20 years behind.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the production for a second, because I think that is like really different than modern production. A lot of folks these days, super compressed vocals, lots of effects, pitch shifting on vocals, the high and the low.
Yeah.
You get the super crunched EDM style vocals sit way on top of everything. Kick drum is mixed really loud. Mix is kind of ducking under the kick drum. None of that stuff was in this mix.
Yeah, there's actually mid-range, which you never hear in pop music anymore.
Mid-range is the frequency information from about maybe 300 hertz to about 3K. And a lot of pop music goes really hard on the low-end information and really hard on the high-end information. This is like your bass drum, your bass, and then this is the crispier stuff, the hi-hats, like the airy quality of the vocal. But a lot of information in here might be like guitars. So a lot of pop music cuts that out, kind of like lets the vocal be the only thing you're hearing. And in this Olivia Rodrigo song, they're letting all the guitars take up this space so it feels like a fuller arrangement when you're listening on headphones. It's not just going for that bump and that cut.
Do we know who produced it?
Dan Nigro.
Oh, that's who produced it? Good job, Dan.
I was just like went through this Nirvana phase for like 2 years where that's the only thing I listened to, and I learned like how to play guitar, like every song off of Nevermind, and then like right after that In Utero came out, and like so I was just like obsessed with like grunge music.
Lead vocal. Let's talk about the lead vocal for a second.
Tude for
Yeah.
days.
I mean,
Much too.
she's an actor,
so
right?
good.
Yeah, she sounds like she's acting. It gets kind of theatrical,
Yeah.
which is kind of fun.
It had that Alanis Morissette confidence.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 I don't know.
It's like Gen Z Alanis vibes.
Does Gen Z? Did they know about Jagged Little Pill?
I don't think so.
I don't think they were born yet.
That was
yeah,
the
they weren't
first
born yet.
CD I ever bought.
Really? That's
Jagged
a good
Little Pill.
one. That's
Yeah.
a good first
That's a
CD.
good one.
Yeah, full of hits, chock full of hits.
Front to back.
They were
yeah.
all number ones to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Let's talk lyrics for a second. I didn't listen to the
didn't
lyrics.
listen to the lyrics.
Me
Yeah.
neither. I don't hear
I had to
them.
make an effort to pay more attention to production because the first thing I'm hearing is the lyrics.
I'm definitely like the first time I hear a song, I almost never listen to the lyrics. But it's probably because I've had so many experiences where I'm just on a gig and someone's like, "Hey, let's play this song you've never heard before." It's like fuck,
Totally.
fuck, fuck, fuck.
Dude, I've never thought about
Yeah.
that before. We're trained not
Not
to listen to the
lyrics
lyrics.
immediately, at least.
Yeah, that's not my background, so I'm
I
just.
wonder if that's what that is.
See, I don't listen to lyrics unless there's some lyric that pops out where I'm like, oh shit, that person has something really unique to say.
Right.
Not that I don't think there was. I mean, when I heard this, I was like, she's pissed.
Yeah.
Okay, let's listen to the bass again.
Yeah.
I get it. You're angry.
You're upset, but really, we need to talk about the phaser on the guitar. You know?
Yeah. I was introduced to her. A friend who worked at a label played Driver's License, which is a good song. Heartbreak, 17-year-old heartbreak song.
Lydian pre-chorus.
Yeah, Lydian
Yeah.
pre-chorus. Okay, yeah, you're
Yep.
doing that. That's effective. And this, to me, sounds like growth from that, but it kind of sounds like she's still talking about the same guy.
I agree. I also think like I'm the opposite of the audience for this lyrically. Like,
Yes.
I feel like once you pay for your own health insurance, you're just like, I don't fucking give a shit about relationships. It's like, yeah, it's not the end of the world. Like, I'm way more concerned about my own mortality. Like, I don't care about this.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I think-
But when you're 17, like, I remember kind of being like my breaking up with my first high school. I mean, I was listening to like modern jazz when I was like crying home or driving home or whatever.
It does bring you back to,
Yeah.
listening to her music makes me feel her
Nostalgic.
age. Yeah, it makes me feel her age, which is cool.
Same
Yeah.
thing with Driver's License.
Yeah.
It feels like watching The Graduate. You're like, it's nostalgic.
Yeah.
You're like, oh,
I like her vocal performance more than I like the lyrics.
me too.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, there's a lot of development in the melody, and I also really like the AABA structure of the chorus. Like, it's really hooky. If you listen to the chorus, there's an A melody, which then repeats, and then a different melody, which is the B melody, and then it repeats the A melody again, which gives you a feeling of repetition and development without becoming stale.
There's one moment where she says, you're the better man, or something like that. And you can hear her gritting her teeth. She's like, you're the better man.
Be a better man for your brand new girl.
She's literally like not opening her mouth when she says it. And then there's another moment, I think at the end of the chorus, where it ends with the word you. And she doesn't sing you. She sings, yeah.
Good for you.
And then there's another moment where she says good for you in the second verse, and she laughs.
And good for you, it's like you never even
The
met.
performance on the lead vocal is just like, she sounds crazy. She's
Yeah.
like laughing, gritting her teeth, fucking, yeah, screaming.
And then she's like, "You're a sociopath."
Yeah.
But it's such a dynamic, expressive performance.
It's really like, yeah, it's supported by the production like we were talking about. Like, it changes so much. Like, when that first chorus hits, and it's like, oh, this is a different vibe than I thought. And it's like, there is that like really strong attitude in the verses that's kind of like pointed, and she's like providing details that like in therapy I'd be like, but what's really happening? And then in the chorus it's like, oh, what's really happening is we're going to Kelly Clarkson land and we're falling apart for a little bit, just like and then she's like, no, you got a new car. Like, then she comes back down and is pissed, and then she like loses it again. And it's really, all the elements are working together to have that sort of push and pull.
I had a funny reaction to some of those things in the second verse in the lead vocal performance. I couldn't tell if it was like contrived or not. It's hard to tell.
It was borderline
It
for me.
definitely like I'm so the wrong. Like, when I listen to this music, it reminds me of the time I went to go see my girlfriend play with the Jonas Brothers at the Hollywood Bowl alone.
Flex.
And I was like, I should not. Like, I stand out. Like, I had people come up to me and be like, "What are you doing here?" That's how I feel like when I listen to the song. Kind of, it's just like
Did someone really come
Yeah,
up to you
no,
and
it
say that?
seriously happened. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing?
Wait, where were you,
stranger-
where were
a
you
stranger
I was
standing?
just like standing around getting alcohol because I was
Like
like
backstage or something?
No, I went. No, I was out in the house to watch the show, like getting alcohol because I wasn't gonna watch the show sober.
Right. No,
No.
yeah, of course not.
Not a dig, but I just like I can't be in. You
can't be sober.
I can't be. I just can't be
Right.
sober. over, you know? But yeah, someone was like, what are you doing? Like, it was like, you really stand out. And it was like, yeah, I know.
Let's do
That's it.
track 2.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay, great. This is Olivia Rodrigo, Deja Vu. Here we go.
Car ride to Malibu, strawberry ice cream. 1 spoon for 2 and trading jackets. Laughing about how small it looks on you. Watching reruns of Glee, being annoying, singing in harmony. I bet she's bragging to all her friends, saying you're so unique. So when you gonna tell her that we did that too? She thinks it's special, but it's all reused. That was our place, I found it first. I made the jokes you tell to her when she's with you. Do you get deja vu when she's with you? Do you get deja vu? Do you get deja vu? Do you call her?
I mean,
Let's sign her, guys. Let's sign her.
Oh, man.
I think she's got it.
like,
She's got the thing.
I mean, talking about like I just like love when a song really like makes you wait, and like it was just that sort of, it opens with this music box kind of like dreamy sound, and then just like the synth bass and those background vocals, and it's just kind of like floaty and light and twinkly, and then those fucking drums.
Yeah, those drum sounds
and
are really
and then they just
cool.
like lean on
So cool.
lean into those drums the entire song. Like what's the effect that we're hearing?
Decapitator.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say.
You think
I'm
so?
gonna
It's
say
probably
decapitator.
it's something like that.
Some
for sure.
some fuzzy
Just, like,
compressor
crushed.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super crushed.
And then there was like one moment where like the drums were coming into like a pause before a pre-chorus or chorus or something.
Oh,
You could
yeah.
hear the a very last like sort of snare like tapping.
Yeah.
It was like, oh no, there's it makes it sound like someone's playing it.
So when you gonna tell?
Is this our friend Dan again?
Yeah.
He produced
Oh,
the whole
cool.
album.
Dan is
Dan.
fucking crushing.
Dan.
I'm
Yeah,
a
this
fan of Dan. The beginning, that whole intro sequence that you called out, Lokan, it feels like a memory.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah,
nostalgic.
yeah.
Start to finish, those first 45 seconds, even the lyrics, the associative lyrics, coats, strawberry ice cream, it's got that Beck or John Lennon kind of like associative wordplay thing going on. And it makes the whole thing just feel like a dream. The chorus carried that feeling forward while upping the ante. I felt like super impressed by the way the chorus and the verse fit together.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of details. The form is cool. Like you didn't realize you were in the chorus until you were in the chorus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't. She does a good job of playing with your expectations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
There's a lot of development in all of the sections. Like I was thinking about this when we were listening to it. Like there's a lot of pop music where if you transcribed it and put it into like notation software and played it back, you'd just be like, I don't want to listen to this. And this would actually sound good if you transcribed all the parts, because there's so much development and so many things happen as it goes on.
So well crafted.
In a way that like we used to hear a lot in pop music that doesn't really happen as much anymore. And it's sort of refreshing to hear kind of like a pop song like this that's, you know, geared for a pop audience and for younger people that is still subtle and sophisticated.
Yeah.
Even though like harmonically it's like 2 chords the entire time, except for the time when it goes to the 2 chord in the chorus, which is a sneaky
On the word place.
But it's all reused. That was our place. I found it first. I made the jokes you tell to her when she's
I always listen to harmony.
yeah.
You didn't realize it was 2 chords.
I wasn't thinking
I know.
about the chords at
I know.
all.
That's
Yeah.
the sign of a great song.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You realize at the end you've been had,
Yeah.
and they only use 3 chords.
You accidentally went on the train to Vamp City, and now you can't get back. You know.
But when I think about it, it's 4-1 the whole time,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, except for the time it goes to the 2 chord, which is the same as the 4 chord basically,
And
but
and the
different.
and the dreamy one. Now that I'm retrospecting on this though, the dreamy thing about that intro was it's the Lydian thing again.
Yeah.
She does the Lydian thing in the melody, and she hits that sharp 4 on the 4 chord, and it contributes to the super dreamy feeling of that whole intro sequence.
When we say something is Lydian, we mean that it has a raised fourth. It's that sound. So here would be a normal scale, and here's a Lydian scale. It's a dreamy sort of quality.
I also really like the part in the intro of the backing vocals come in and they slowly pan from left to right just a little bit. It's really subtle, but I remember hearing it being like, oh, that's nice and wavy feeling, like a squid.
There are lots of wavy feeling things. There's like that kind of zippery sounding guitar that comes
Yeah.
in and is going up and coming down and like leading into things. And it's like, I think this is another one for me. Yeah, there were certain words that stuck out, but the lyrics were, I kind of like avoided listening to them at certain lines because I was trying to listen to the production, and I wanted to go to therapy on this one too.
The Billy
Right?
Joel line.
Yeah.
I think we all want to talk
Yeah.
about the Billy Joel line.
She knows Billy Joel 'cause you played her uptown girl.
I
mean,
fucking loved that line.
An exercise in specificity. I feel like the stuff she
Yes.
didn't do well in the last song, or not didn't do well, it's just there wasn't a lot to pay attention to, which served the song just fine. I don't want to hate on the lyrics of the last song, but that's such a grabby, anytime you get that specific.
Did you tell her you loved her between the chorus and the second verse?
That you even tell her how you love her in between the chorus and the verse.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's dark shit. That was such an
Yeah.
insightful line and way to like talk about that feeling of seeing somebody use one of their tricks on somebody else,
I think about being that age, being 18, being in high school or whatever. Like, I was a mess, but like I had so much like respect for my own feelings in this way. I didn't understand them, but like, and then, you kind of get a little older and you're like, that's not a reasonable thing to feel. And I feel like then like the like mega brain version is like, oh, you have to feel it though. You have to feel it. And then, but like you scream it in your car and like listen to Jagged Little Pill and then do some journaling and then you don't put it on the person. Also, again, why do you know so much about what he's doing? Is it because they're in high school?
I mean, think about how fucked up that is to be in a relationship today versus 20 years ago when you break up and it's like, I don't know what they're doing this weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that from when my first girlfriend and I broke up, seeing her relationship status on Facebook change.
Oh, that's
That is
People
a
still
brutal
do
one.
relationship status.
I've been married to
So-
Ben Rose on Facebook for 10 years, so I don't know.
Congratulations.
I think why this works so well, why this album works so well, is that it feels so authentic. Like it didn't strike me for a second that she wouldn't have written her own lyrics because
Yeah.
I believe her.
Yeah, I definitely believe her. And yet, there are moments that feel contrived. The little laughs in this song.
You're so unique.
You don't buy it.
It just sounds like she was like, okay, after this line, I'm going to do like little. But that's what it sounds like. It sounds like she was like planning
Okay,
it.
so you don't believe her.
Well, no, I do believe her. I believe her on the whole.
right.
Yeah.
But in
and
that
I believe
moment, you
the
didn't buy it.
feeling.
Yeah.
But I don't believe that laugh happened authentically in that moment.
For me, it's like when I'm watching a movie, I don't believe that a laugh happened authentic, but I'm in it. You know what I mean? It doesn't bring
Yeah.
me out of the movie because I know
I
that
share
they're-
Jack's view on this because in a song you expect there to be like human normal emotions in movies or whatever. Not that there aren't that in songs or whatever, but there's songs. So like when something isn't sung, it takes you out of it, and if it, I don't know. I kind of felt the same way. Every time I heard something like that, it took me out of it just a little.
That's
It made me
interesting.
aware I was listening to a song.
That's interesting.
My favorite laugh moment in any song, the moment in Maxwell Silver's Hammer.
Right
writing 50 times. I must not be.
You know what I thought you were gonna say?
What?
The laugh that Monica Martin does.
In
no,
our
Coldplay.
Coldplay.
Fix You?
Fix You.
Try to fix you.
There's like something like voyeuristic about it, almost. It's like you're watching a private moment that wasn't supposed to be released to the public, and
Yeah.
it sort of like has this intimacy about it. But then when it doesn't feel real, then it's like it takes me out of the story a little bit.
Can I
Yeah.
ask a question?
Yeah.
Is this derivative of Billie Eilish?
Yes, I thought that immediately.
For me, Billie Eilish comes on the scene with her ASMR like vocal approach.
But when I wake up, I see you with me.
I love it. I think it's great and I think it's effective, but it sort of sounds like a label exec going like, what do we have that's kind of, she's good. She kind of does a similar, you know what I mean, ASMR sort of vocally. Not that it's a ripoff or anything, but it sounds in the lane of. Is that accurate?
I heard that too. The combination of the sort of like dreamy music box memory feeling like wave thing, and then her being like pretty close, and like I really felt like I was just like in a corner with like a girl furiously writing in her diary.
Yeah, totally. That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah, it feels very personal.
Yeah.
So I do believe her,
Yeah.
despite these little moments.
Yeah.
Actually, I hear those moments, and it kind of it takes me out of it in the moment. But then I'm just like, I get what you're trying to do, and I actually kind of
Yeah.
appreciate that.
I did notice especially when we listen to stuff twice, I always found stuff that I didn't notice the first time, which almost never happens to me when I listen to the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And then for this stuff, there's so much detail that it's like you actually get more info out of repeated listens.
It's actually, it gives me hope.
Yeah.
It's so rare to hear new music that everybody likes that's this good.
Yeah.
Second that. Okay, so that's Olivia Rodrigo. That's from her most recent album called Sour. We're going to be doing more of these videos regularly, so if you enjoyed them, please subscribe. We're going to be doing a video a week reacting to new music that's coming out. And if you have ideas for what we should react to or what we should listen to, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. We'll be checking comments and putting out more videos. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Musicians react.